Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Talk Tissue. Today, we'll be talking with Jeff Lovelien, the paper market manager for the Kinetic Company. Thank you for being with us today, Jeff. Very excited to talk to you. Kinetic is a very interesting company. And for those of you out there, Kinetic was one of the original companies to join up with Tissue Online North America. So we're excited to talk with you today. Kinetic has an extensive history in the tissue towel industry, pulp and paper in general, as well as many other markets. So Jeff, thank you for taking the time today. Appreciate it.
Well, thank you, Brian. We really appreciate being with you with Tissue Online and helping us move forward with our company and our marketing. And I really look forward to this conversation.
Thanks, Jeff. Yeah, so what we usually start out with these talk tissues is people in the industry may know about Kinetic. I'm sure there are several companies that do. You have several customers in North America and South America, all over the world. But for those companies that may be watching that don't know who Kinetic is, could you please give us a brief history and maybe just a little minute or so history about who the Kinetic Company is and how they can help the tissue industry?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, Brian. As you can see right behind me here, this is C.L. Masters. He's the founder of Kinetic. And from him, Joseph Masters, one of his sons, took over as the owner and CEO of Kinetic. And then Cash Masters is now the third generation of owning the company. Mm-hmm. And with C.L. Masters, what they did is they actually did something that was I think everybody would really enjoy hearing about. Sure. These items right here are perf blades, and we make the angles for the tissue industry. So every time you grab a roll of toilet paper or paper towel, stuff like that, these were the products they made. And they did it by listening to the customers. All they did was go out in the market in the 1940s and said, hey, what is needed? And the customers said, this is what we need.
Sure.
And what's interesting.
It's very interesting to know what people did before we were able to tear the toilet paper apart. So, I mean, that's an ingenious invention back in the day. So thank you. Yeah, so keep going. I'm sorry.
No, that's perfect. I'm glad you brought that up. Now, as everybody knows, with our company, listening to customers, we've had to go into different areas too. So because people asked us, what about packaging blades? Okay, we make packaging blades. What about steel? We make steel blades for cutting steel, trimming steel, and stuff like that. Veneer, we got into the veneer and wood industry. Okay. And so we're not just the supplier for tissue and paper and stuff. So as things changed, the company has changed. We started off in a garage.
Yeah.
Now we're in a 100,000 square foot building, and it's air conditioned. I got to do a plug for anybody that's looking for a position in machining or anything like that. We've got a shop here that actually is air conditioned, and we do that because of how tight our tolerances are. So when you're working with a blade like this, and you're working with tenths and people that are in the machining industry really know what that means. It's very tight tolerances, and we have to have that ambient temperature in the building.
Yeah, and for those of you watching, Kinetic is located in Greendale, Wisconsin, which is the suburb of Milwaukee. And I'm sure if Jeff were to turn the camera to the side there to see out a window, you will see a lot of snow.
Yes, you do. And
it's a very climate extreme area in the winter. And in the summer, it's the most beautiful, mildest place. And it's still beautiful in the winter as well. So I'm not kidding.
Depends on who snowmobiles or skis or whatever.
Sure.
So,
sure.
But yeah, and one, I want to, bring it back a little bit to, with the company with Cash, I really like to give a shout out to him in a big way, because here's a guy that his dad didn't just bring him in and say, here's the company. Mm-hmm. Joseph had him working here. Mm-hmm. He worked in the shop. I think they did just about every small job to big job here. And now Cash actually runs a machine out in the shop.
Yeah.
So he's a working owner and he enjoys it. Mm-hmm. And when I take people on tours here, it's interesting to see him walk through saying, that's the owner. He's running a machine. Sure. And yeah, I've had people in here where he's actually with the maintenance guys, basically underneath the machine, helping fix it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He always looks at it this way. Whenever you look at a picture of our machines on different websites, you don't really have to clean them up much because he keeps them that nice.
Nice.
So
very unique feature for those of you watching as well. The actual owner of Kinetic is the person making your knife, or in a lot of cases, right? He's physically involved in the process, which is really neat. And I think that's very unique to the industry. So that's a very neat thing you pointed out there.
yeah, we really, and it's nice to be able to talk to him about different projects and different things we've got going on. He's got a lot of knowledge.
Nice.
And what's nice is we also have Rocky Spurka, who is the CEO of our company, and he really works with us on the sales end of things and how we interact with customers and different plans we're putting together for our future.
Nice. So thanks for informing us on the history there. Let's move into products. So can you highlight maybe 2 products that the tissue towel industry would like to know? Like what can they depend on if they contact Kinetic?
Well, I can tell you this. I showed you the short perfs. I'm just going to go into one little thing here.
Okay.
Everybody would recognize this if it was 100-inch or longer.
Sure.
This is the new type of perf blade that's out. This is more would be considered an anvil because we don't have the perf pattern like you would see in these.
Yeah.
And it's only one-sided. This is called the bimetallic blade. There's an M42, about 60 thousandths deep thick on here that it's welded on. So what happens is this goes into on the bigger machines that are out, the newer machines.
Mm-hmm.
And ours, you can see, is nice and shiny. And we also have arrows that point up to the surface because you really can't see the edge that well.
So when the customer's working with it, it's an obvious, clear distinction. This is where the edge is, insert this way.
Yes, exactly. So when they put it in the machine, they can set it up the right way. We've become, with the way we make these products are just phenomenal. Now, the other things I want to talk about, our service, getting out to the customers, phenomenal. With the amount of knowledge we have here, we're able to help customers and listen to what their needs are and be able to go out there and say, hey, what does a vendor look like to you? What kind of service do you need? We don't want to guess and just tell them, hey, we think you need this, we think you need that. Well, CL Masters said, hey, what do you need? We're going to make it. We're going to find a way to do it. And that's what we do here. I mean, even if you look at this is painted.
Yeah.
You can see we do that for our customers just on this, because then they know.
See where the wear pattern is. You can
absolutely. So, but that's done on all our stuff. So anything we make. So the big things that we're doing right now, mandrels. A lot of people know we do mandrels, but they don't realize we do the drive ends and we rebuild drive ends and we do stuff like that. Mandrels are huge. And because we're so good with mandrels, we have found ourselves looking at these new machines and there's parts called rider rolls. And then the rubber rolls in with some of the corrugated companies, because corrugated's gotten very busy with, as everybody can see, with all the boxes getting dropped off at all the houses. I see them on my way home. I see boxes everywhere.
Yeah, it's not
so
anytime soon.
Yes, and with that, we do the rubber rolls as well. So we're refinishing all that. So that's some of the big things I really wanted to point out for people out there may not know us that well.
So let's jump into 2021. This is the current year. We all know 2020 was extremely busy for the industry. We've had many other talk tissues with suppliers to the industry as well as manufacturers. And they all said the same thing, right? Demand was extremely high.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to have let up a little bit yet in this new year. What are you seeing at Kinetic? What kinds of things do you have in the works for 2021 that may be of interest to the industry that they should know about?
Well, the one thing we're keeping stocked is we're really watching over our bigger log saw blades.
Okay.
Because everybody's been using the consumer products.
Yeah.
Very soon, away from home products will be very popular.
As things open up, people start going to stadiums again. You're going to start seeing a lot bigger product.
Yep. And then summertime coming up. If anybody's heard of Wisconsin and Summerfest, you've got hundreds of thousands of people going down and all the tissue. And I promote it as much as possible because everybody in our industry, a lot of business. But with 2021, we're going to see that change. And I think that because I know a lot of the companies have been running 100% for years, and they've had to find how to run at 120% to keep stuff stocked. So the one thing that has been real interesting has been for the wet wipe industry. Okay. We've gotten into more of the thicker, heavier, bigger blades for all wet wipe machines.
Okay.
So we've really come a long way with that. and have come up with better products, better steel, better ways of doing things, and really supplying that market. So maybe sooner or later, when everybody gets caught up, all the wet wipes that are on the shelves will come back again, so people can start using it again.
Yeah.
And so here's the fun. This is my favorite question is right here. Okay, because for 2021 going in, we've got a new product line that we're putting out there, and it's a machine. It's called Olga. Offline grinding apparatus. If other people don't understand what that means, it is an offline grinder. And yes, there are offline grinders on the market, but nothing like this. She is beautiful. And I'll tell you, we can grind log saw blades from 20-inch diameter, okay, OD, to 40-inch OD. So we can go from your,
the meter blade, all in the same machine. You can do this all in the same machine.
Yes, all adjustable, very safe. So it's something that we're bringing up, but we want people to know about it. We're just starting. We're finally finishing up. We're testing blades, and the next thing I want to tell you, everybody, that is this is just exciting. I love this stuff because our customers are, like I said, our customers are number one. What are they asking for? So there's not a lot of changes to a lot of things, but we're taking old and making it new. And the one thing that we said is there's got to be better grindstones out there, better ways of making it, better ways of doing it. So we have been testing grindstones for quite a while, and that's what grinds the log saws. And people that are in the industry would know about the grindstones. They're the circular grind wheels, and those products are something that haven't really changed. And we found a way to make a change on them. That's going to be. We're very excited. We're testing them now with our new log saw grinder. We're testing them on there, and it's going very well. Then the next thing we got is this is something that we're ready to go on. We're actually going to have a big meeting next week, is on heat seal belts. And in the market, as in the mills, I should say, and then on the market, but when they get plastic wrapped, it goes through these two belts, and they're heated. And then they get heated up, and we found we have a way that they're made that it's doubling the life or better for a lot of our customers already that we've trialed them. We are ecstatic about this. I cannot wait. I mean, it's getting to a point where I just want to run out and just take them to people and say, try, please. We're very excited, and the reps are going to be out there talking to the customers. So we're very excited for everybody to see this.
Good. So I mean, it seems like you guys are expanding beyond the typical knife business, right? People know Kinetic as a knife company, but there are other products that you guys clearly offer. You've mentioned rolls, you've mentioned heat seal belts, you got your first machine that you're manufacturing. So exciting stuff happening at Kinetic. I encourage everyone watching to contact Kinetic. Jeff is the paper market manager. Kinetic, I don't know if you want to plug the new website. I know you got a website. And so how can people get a hold of you? I'll give you the final word here, Jeff. You let people know what you want them to know before we sign off here. Okay. Well, just to kind of rehash a few things here. We are a 100,000 square foot machine shop, and people are looking for us to make blades. They're also looking for us to make spare parts and take care of some other things. They'll bring us in. We have great service. We got all that. I want you to see our website at www.knifemaker.com. And Brian, if you could put that up, I'd appreciate that. I'll put it up on the screen there for you. Yeah. Perfect. That's great. And when you go on there, we're all on there. You can find us, and you'll be able to contact us through the website as well. And someone will get a hold of you. We're very excited about this. And I think when you see this, you'll see what I'm talking about. A neat feature of the Kinetic website, I'll bring this up that you didn't say, there is a download center where you can download every brochure Kinetic has ever produced. And there's some vintage ones in there from the 70s. They're really neat to see how the market has changed and the products have changed, and also the advertising styles have changed. So I encourage everyone to visit knifemaker.com. It's a nice site. You get all your information there. You can contact and get a quote if you need to. So Jeff, thank you so much for your time today. It was a very informative conversation. I appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Well, thank you, Brian. I appreciate it too.
Take care.